Okay, everybody, it is April 12th, 2017. Um, I'm Gavin. You guys know my dad. This is our next episode of the Unofficial Talking Badlands show where we sit here, we discuss a little about of the Into the Badlands episode that just aired this week. Now, this is episode 10 in the series, episode 4 for season 2, called Iron Palm of the Fox. Alright, first things first, I'm going to sit there and say, sorry about how my face is looking a little light up, everybody. I have a light up here. This will most likely be the last episode in here for any show. We're going to do everything in our little building out in the back. We'll have better lighting, and I'll be able to actually use my camera. So, just give us a little time on that, everybody. We've been doing a lot of cleanup around here for just, yard work and everything. So, with that said, we're going to get into the episode. Now, only 3 major stories happened this time. Really 2 and 1 minor one. One thing I'm going to sit there and say, we're not going to pull up a lot of major spoilers as before in this because we want you guys to watch the show. Alright? Daniel Wu is the actor who does Sunny. He's a very good martial artist. He works very hard on... he's one of the main guys who works on the fight scenes. If not, I believe...
His acting and performance.
Thank you for interrupting me.
You're welcome.
I'll hit you next time. So, this is like pretty much his baby, as we like to call it, because he is the main actor for the entire show. So you want to make sure, guys, check out anything on AMC.com. See if you can stream it. If you can't stream it, make sure it's legal. If you can't do that, go buy the first season on at Walmart. About $25, $30, depending if you get DVD or Blu-ray. Okay, with that said, this episode started out a little bit like we thought it would, and we'll explain that section here in a second. First thing we're going to talk about MK. I mean, he's got the smallest scene in this one, which I was a little happy on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I like MK. The way it ends, I want to know more now, but I figured it was just enough. I don't think they'll talk about him next episode. I think it'll be the episode after that. They'll let MK have more of an episode. But this one dealt more with what was going on in the conclave, if you guys remember from the last episode we talked about. So MK basically is sneaking around as usual, trying to find answers about his mother. So basically, he goes into the master's room where she has a little origami things. Now, she's got there's that one piece of paper he grabs, okay, where she kind of crumbled up and blew on him the hallucinogenic. I don't know a paper that breaks up and does that. You might.
Some type of really aggravated paper, I guess.
That's what I'm thinking. So,
Noticed that origami was in the shape of a flower.
Yeah. But the big thing on this one is he goes out there, he breaks it. He's near the waterfall, he breathes it in, and of course it's raining in his hallucination or inside his mind, whatever you want to call it. And he does find his mother, but she's been stabbed. She looked bad too. I mean, she looked like she'd been through hell and high water.
Yes.
So basically, his dark self shows up after she falls down, said it's useless and everything, and he's trying to find out what happened to his mother. Now, I already kind of figured this out. His dark self is trying to somewhat protect his psyche. In other words, it's his subconscious.
I told you not to come.
Told you because you're not ready. You can't. You
can't handle it.
You can't handle it. MK killed his mother. Big spoiler. You should already kind of figure that one out. Now, one thing I am going to sit there and say is there wasn't much of a fight scene here. It was mostly MK gets jump kicked by his evil self when he walks outside. He's like, "Where are you?" And lo and behold, now MK is in the mirror room, or like I like to call, Enter the Dragon room, from Bruce Lee. Okay. So basically, we don't know how he got there. I'm thinking the master or some of her disciples found him, brought him in. So he's probably going to get chewed out, and the next thing is it's going to be him having to accept what he's done. So for him to be able to use his power, he has to accept what he has actually done.
You got to be able to deal with it.
So a lot of, if you guys watch a lot of anime, you know, you have to accept your good side and your bad side. You can't, you know, you're both one being. You know, I know it gets into the yin yang philosophy in a sense. You know, I know Buddhists and Taoists are real big into that. Especially, I think Taoists are actually more into it than Buddhists are. Um, but it's like you must accept both parts of you to be whole and be one to come together. I'm sorry. I know everyone has the dark intentions in your mind. I personally myself believe I don't think there's two halves to you. I think you have a choice to represent yourself as a dark side and a light side. It's just touching the surface of you. You're more complicated than that. Uh,
I see where you're coming from. I agree with you.
guys,
We're multifaceted with
he
our inner being.
right. He can talk about that all day, guys. He's got a degree in psych. Okay, or I don't. I just pick up on stuff. But so next episode, I think it's going to be him getting chewed out, and then I think the following episode is going to be him coming to terms with
what he did.
Now, another thing from there, you know, of course, the beginning episode we have uh Quinn preparing for battle. So, you know, he's wearing all black. He's got his, you know, everybody, you know, kind of wearing all the black in a sense, you know, this revolution. We're going to take back what was stolen from us. He gives a dang good speech at right here.
It gets them all fired up and ready to go.
I mean, they're ready to go die for him and everything. He's got very much of a silver tongue at this point. Well, how did you say?
He's charismatic and very much reminded me
Speak up, make sure.
of a guy back in the 70s. His name was Jim Jones. Um, anybody, you go back and study that, he got a group together. It was a religious cult. They went down South America and he got everybody to commit suicide.
It's actually recorded as the biggest mass suicide in Modern times. I mean, like, not get morbid, everybody. It was over 700 people,
something like that.
900, and there was like over 200 were kids.
They gave everybody Kool-Aid. They even injected each other with poison Kool-Aid. They were forced to take it. Some of them were shot. Some of them did survive. Check it out. I mean, you know, truth is stranger than fiction. That's all I can tell you about it.
Quinn's really acting like this. He's really lost it at this point. So Vale, Sonny's girl, gets left behind with the one guy who got hurt. He got hurt on the hand, so he can't go to the battle. Now, because of this, she's like, oh, okay, you know, and she's a little uneasy. Basically, what happens here at this point is, you know, she tries to think she can escape through a room where she can get, she's able to go in there a couple hours, you know, like an hour a day for sunlight for Henry, because babies need sunlight. It helps in their development. It's the vitamin D that they get. So from there, you know, that doesn't work. So basically, she poisons the guy. She doesn't kill him.
Well, she gives him some knockout
drops, and of course he's mad. He respected Sonny, so you think that she might have talked to him and convinced him because he respected Sonny so much. But the one thing that bugged me about this scene is she took her sweet time. Like, oh, okay. I mean, it's like the girl who runs in Friday the 13th.
Then turns around and looks.
I'm sorry, everybody. All right. If there's a zombie apocalypse, I'm not going to be that one. No, I'm going to be trucking it down the road, and I'm not going to look back behind me. If I don't hear them behind me, I'm just going to keep running. Okay? Same thing like this. She took her time. He had keys on her. She was so afraid. She's so fragile. And
she was being so timid. She was being so girly girl.
And you know, I'm not into this whole feminism movement, everybody, to where I say one person's better than the other, okay? There's natural aspects that a guy has normally, a guy usually has a higher upper body strength than a woman. Normally. There's some women who are a lot stronger than I am. That's fine. Girls have a natural, stronger lower body, meaning like their legs are a lot stronger than a man's. Okay? Alright? Now I'm looking at this from a martial arts perspective also. Alright? Because many girls, their legs are a lot stronger than mine. Okay?
They're the same size.
Yeah, I'm not sexist at all. But for seeing all the women that are in this series, even Ryder's wife, Jade, has more backbone than her. I mean, she's so timid. And I know she's kind of the opposite of Sunny, but I'm just kind of like,
She'll have to pick up her game now that she has a child.
yeah, I mean, I kind of expect that her being a mother now, she would have been boom, 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 boom. But,
The mama bear ought to come out.
and it hasn't.
It hadn't yet.
So, she's going to escape with Henry. Of course, Henry does not get hurt in the whole time. Okay? There's another gate. Alright? She tries to open it, break the lock. Lo and behold, guy's awake. He's mad. She...
They go round and round. She clocks him with a rock. He gets back up, knocks her down, and then she finds the pipe and she proceedingly bashes his brains out.
She hits him 3 times. One, and he should have really stopped after that. Hits him in the jaw with that, and she hits him on the side. He goes down. He's dead. And now with her, she's a doctor. She's never taken a life before. So yeah, she kind of has a mental breakdown at this point. And the guy was more worried that what Quinn will do to me and everything. I think it could have gone 2 different ways. He could have sat there and said, "I'll help you." Why? Because I respect Sonny. I kind of figured he was also a little gone when he was talking about how Sonny made the sword sing when killing somebody.
Yeah, he's sicko.
He was a little bit... He was going to rape her, too, at this point. Rape her or kill her. He'd been dead anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, if he killed Val, Quinn would have...
He would have tortured him.
He would have made an example out of him. So that's pretty much how that part of the episode went. Now we get back to the good part. The conclave. So basically, Waldo is saying you're going to have to play chess. No matter what, they're going to throw deals on the table. You're going to have to play chess in a sense. You're not compromising. You're surviving. We have to survive long enough to let this revolution take fold. So basically, she's going to play chess a little bit. Of course, there's 5 of the barons. There's Ryder. There's the new baron. I can't remember his name. He took over Jacoby, the black guy. He took over the black guy's spot. He looks a little, I guess, I don't know.
The easiest way to distinguish him is by the color.
He's the one in the green. Then you've got the 3 new barons. We've got the orange, which is the Oriental Baron, which he looked more Tibetan to me.
Yeah.
He's got little marks like right here, both him and his regent. Then you've got the Asian woman. I guess she was supposed to be Asian, the way her name was, because I know it was an Asian name. She's supposed to be Chinese. I could not tell with all the makeup she had on. Oh my gosh. Usually I can tell, but they were really covering her eyes almost in a sense. Now, if I got any Asian friends who are watching this, you can tell me if she was Chinese or not, because I was having a problem to tell, because I'm guessing they were trying to make her Chinese. But she was wearing all white, and she was very much I'm the head lioness here attitude.
She was definitely high maintenance.
Yeah, definitely high maintenance for her husband. And then of course you had the one who was in charge of the kind of the head one, the older baron, and he was wearing blue. Now he kind of reminded me a little more of a aristocratic from Europe.
Yeah, very much so. About my age, I'd say he was in his late 50s or 60s. About the same age as Waldo, actually.
Yeah. So basically, one of the things that they're talking about is, the fields that she took back, and she's saying she had a right to take back her oil fields from Ryder, but they're trying to say that, well, hey, Quinn died and he inherited all this stuff, so all that's under the bridge now. So basically, they were kind of backstabbing her in a little bit, saying that, yeah, Quinn took your oil fields from you, but when Ryder took over, it became Ryder's property, so you have no claim on it.
Too bad, so sad.
So,
oh, plus she was also taking in the cogs of the slaves.
The cogs that were leaving, she was given asylum to, as we know this. Now, what is it?
White dress baroness.
White dress baroness sits there and says, "You don't do this, I'll join your side." She can't trust her. But I'd say one of the things that led up to the next episode is, Tilda was left in charge, and one of the dolls that was there was very much manipulating Tilda. Trying to.
Michelle, teach me.
I don't teach anymore. Well, you're about empowering, and she's very much of where
she was a climber.
She's a climber in a sense that she don't want men around. I kind of already got that figured. She don't want any men around.
No.
She hates men. You can kind of where the Baroness, which I think Baroness is a little bit of a feminazi, I think she wants for everybody. Like, if you're going to work hard, that's good. If not,
find someplace else.
Find someplace else. She wants equality, which is actually I won't say she's a feminazi. She's an old school feminist. She wants equality not just for her, but for everybody.
Well, actually, that's pre-feminist.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody, if I'm labeling that wrong. I do apologize. But this other girl, I mean, she's just she looks like a backstabber. But so the conclave is happening. Of course, at this time, you've got
they had their big vote.
Yeah, they had their big vote. We'll get to that in a second. When Quinn's people's outside now. Okay. They get a letter from a guy on the inside, the one who, like, he put the dagger by his throat. He's the one who sneaks in, basically opens the gate for them. Now, there is one thing that happens also, which we talked about, is the kind of paramilitary group in one of the episodes I talked about. It was them. They're climbing down in a sewer drain.
No, it was not a sewer. It was a cistern that catches water.
Yeah, thank you. So they get put in. They do their vote. Only one person votes on the side of the Baroness. And that was the one that took Jacoby's spot.
Yes.
He voted for her. Everyone else voted against her. The other Baroness, she voted against. They kind of have a history too, because of the fact that
she liked her husband.
The Baroness in white, she liked the widow's husband.
She knew what he was, but she still liked him.
She still liked him. Not only that, the widow was a cog slave in one of her camps.
Yes.
And so she has a very disdain for her. And she's like, well, that's just the system, in a sense. So, very much of a female fight right there, and I would not step in between that.
Oh, it was a cat fight.
Yeah. They're basically going to sit there, all joking aside. They said, well, you're stripped of being the Baroness. You have 40 hours to leave, and she basically just said, you'll have to remove,
come over my dead
body. And then Ryder's like, okay, hits, pulls out a little Tonto Wakusho? Yeah.
I think it was a short Wakusho.
Yeah. And right then and there,
everybody went for
their weapons. And it was funny is, she pulls out her little
Hairpin knives
hairpin knives. Waldo pulls out a chain out of his
off of his wheelchair. I thought, wow, how motorcycle can you get?
yeah,
Bring a chain.
I mean, he had a chain. And then of course some other people are up top, the people in black, and Quinn appears. Everyone's got that look like, oh shit. Of course, Ryder's about pissing his pants.
Yeah, here come Daddy.
Yeah,
And
and
he ain't happy.
so Ryder kind of gets out of there. His guards are being killed. Of course, Quinn says kill them all, and instead of all the barons working together, no,
Scattered like a bunch of quail.
right. So the Tibetan baron, I'm gonna call him the Tibetan one, he goes off first. He doesn't die, but his he was a little stiff. Like I know what style of kung fu that was, but I can't remember.
Can't remember the name.
Can't remember the name. It's the same style that the guy. It looked like to me the same style the guy with the rings from Kung Fu Hustle did.
Yeah.
Because he was doing the exact same arm movements and without the rings. You guys know what I'm talking about? The Kung Fu art where they have the weighted rings right here. If you guys remember the name of the style, let me know about that one. That's what I think he did. His regent died horribly. I mean, we're not even going to talk about that. The fight.
So the widow had a good time with him.
Right. So basically, you got the barons kind of fighting amongst each other. You've got Quinn's people coming in, which the fight scene right here is spectacular and glorious and bloody, and all the aspects. The fight scene really didn't last that long, so they kind of did the slow motion stuff a little bit more. I could tell.
But it looked like a real fight.
Yeah, and that was a bit
like what they call a melee.
Waldo had probably the best scenes in it. It really showed that
what a wheelchair man can do.
Yeah, and that's a bad misconception. If you're in a wheelchair, you can't do anything. I mean, he kills at least I think around 4 of them.
Yeah, one came up behind him, was able to drag him down.
Oh, and we'll get to that one here in a second. But yeah, I mean, he cut some people. I mean, he beat, he snatched 2 or 3, with that chain. Of course, the Chinese, I'm gonna call the lady in white and the Baroness, which is kind of funny because it's like black and white in a sense.
Yin and yang.
Yin and yang, and they're fighting. And that fight scene was very well done. It was very much kung fu in a sense because you had the foot stomping going back on. Very good footwork there. Both of them had heels. I really did feel a little sorry for her bodyguard because he goes in to fight the widow. He does a pretty decent double jump front kick, and as soon as he lands, she nails that heel right into his foot, and he's.
If anybody doesn't know, don't ever fight a girl or a woman that's wearing those little high heel stilettos, because they generate a 5 foot 100-pound woman with those little stilettos. When they stalk, they generate over 1,000 pounds per square inch. It can go through the top of the foot. Trust me.
Guys, there's actual science there, like fight science as they call it. We actually really do study up on how many pounds per square inch it takes to break something.
There's another story behind too on his, but I won't get into that now.
We'll have a whole day about talking about martial arts on after the season's over.
Yes.
So basically, the fight scene's going on right here. Now, the biggest thing that I kind of noticed is that the widow and her are kind of evenly matched, and I kind of got the feeling that that's going to be a really, really
ongoing thing.
Well, Dad mentioned that Waldo gets pulled to the ground. Well, lo and behold, you hear Waldo, and Tilda appears, and she throws a little butterfly shuriken right at the guy's head.
Oh, she buries it up deep.
She buries it deep. Now, he didn't die instantly either. I mean, he would have suffered at least a little bit because it'd been in the back lobe right in this area. Because it would have been this area, you would actually live a little bit longer then it would have been. If it was in the front, been instant.
For
Or temple.
For the temple.
And it was like right in this area. So he.
I think that's an occipital lobe. I think.
Yeah.
The bone's a little thicker there than at the temple.
Softest part of the skull is right here, everybody.
That's the thinnest.
Yeah, and right on top of the head. Hardest part of your skull, right here.
Yeah.
Talk to anybody who boxes, they'll tell you that's the hardest part of the skull right there. So she shows up. She takes out one or two, throws one of her mom's swords, and then cuts the lady in white, her regent's head off. He does something, and that's pretty much the end for that. Then, of course, unfortunately, there is, which I'm not going to spoil it, there's the thing between Ryder and Quinn. I'm not going to spoil that, everybody, because you need to watch the episode for that. That would just ruin everything. So,
there's a lot more to it than just the fight scene.
Right. So basically, I kind of feel the Badlands are getting into chaos.
Yes.
The next episode, we get to see more. We get to see Sunny. I think the mostly focuses on Sunny this time. So I know there's going to be a really good fight scene that they show for next episode. I kind of get the feeling also that Miss What's her name, who is the doll who was saved. I got a feeling when they get back, she's gonna. $10 says she's gonna have all the men killed.
Possibility. But what I want to know is what tipped off Tilda to come to the conclave, but she was supposed to stay put.
I think she'll get chewed out about that. I think.
How did she find out all this was going on? That's what I want to know. There's more to it.
I do think that Waldo would thank her. So you didn't listen to your Baron, but thank you, because if you did listen, I'd be dead.
Yeah, you saved my butt.
Yeah. So I think for the next week's, it's probably going to be one of the best episodes, because it's halfway through the season. So what?
Darn.
I know. I wish it was 24 episodes. I could watch 24 episodes. It's no problem. So basically, at the end of the season, it'll be 16 episodes. So maybe they'll add more episodes the following for next year. It takes a little while to do this one, everybody, just due to the fact that there's a lot of money involved between the fight choreography as well as the sets. I mean, the sets are very, very elaborate. It ain't something done on a shoestring budget like Star Trek was, where they can use the same set for 500 scenes. What is true.
Most of the props got cut up and reused in other productions they made.
Yeah, they really can't.
Seriously.
They excuse me. I apologize, everybody. So I'm really looking forward to next week.
Me and you both.
So everyone, if you haven't watched Into the Badlands, check it on AMC. It comes on Sunday nights, 9 o'clock Central Time Zone, 10 o'clock Eastern. You can catch up on it. There should be links on AMC.com.
Probably you can get it on Hulu.
Yeah, check Hulu or even Netflix or one of the other legal streaming sites. I do not condone watching anything, a TV show, illegally, because it does take money not only away from the actors and producers, but everybody who works behind the scenes, who does the lighting, the sound, anybody who does pre-op, post-op, even down to the people who, you guys think this is funny. I've been an extra in a couple of productions. Even the guy who sits there and, makes the food for everybody, he's got to get paid.
For every one person in front of the camera, there's 25 or 30
behind the scenes. There's more people behind the scenes than in front. Get the first season on DVD, and everybody, as before. Now we got I think we got a little bit more views and likes this time around. spread the word around about our little show. We like to get it up and running more. I will say the next time we will start doing stuff in another room, so we won't be in this room. I'll still be doing some things in here every now and then while I'm just doing a couple of talking with me personally, but we will have the it'll look a little barren, but the production quality will be a little higher grade. Uh,
Upcoming one.
which one? Oh, and this Saturday, if you guys don't know, we loaded up Logan up this past Saturday. A review on Logan. I want to wait on that one due to the fact it was such a big deal. We will have a review up of the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger movies by from Nickelodeon Studios. Longtime Power Ranger fan, so
It was a blast.
it was, yeah. That's all we're gonna say on it. We'll talk about it a little bit later. If this is later date, you can look up here on the site, look up movie reviews, and you'll see the Power Ranger clip. But if not, it will be on Saturday on the 15th. So with that, everybody, that's it for tonight. You want to have a good night? Check out Into the Badlands on Sundays at 10, 9 Central.